Salam sejahtera, salam harmoni madani, salam kebajikan dan salam Wesak kepada semua. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, para hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, selamat datang dan syabas kerana dapat meluangkan masa pada pagi yang berbahagia ini untuk bersama-sama kita menghadiri wacana harmoni madani, satu acara mulia yang dianjurkan oleh Kerajaan Malaysia melalui Kementerian Perpaduan Negara dan Kementerian Penangkutan bersama dengan MBCC iaitu Malaysian Buddhist Consultative Council sempena sambutan Hari Wesak Peringkat Kebangsaan 2026. Saya Wong Tin Song selaku pengacara majlis untuk sesi ini dengan rendah hati ingin memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan teks ucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris. A very good morning to Sister Lillian, President of MBCC, our most respectful moderator, Venerable Dr. Dhammapala Maha Thera, our distinguished panelists, Most Venerable B. Sri Saranankara Nikaya Maha Thera, most respectful, our Chief Abbess, Venerable Cheng, and our Honorable Emeritus Professor Datuk Dr. Osman, Bakar. Allow me to give a brief introduction of the moderator and the three distinguished speakers. So probably can I have the honor to invite the moderator, Venerable Dhammapala, together with the three panelist speakers, Venerable Saranankara Nikaya Maha Thera, our Chief Abbess Venerable Cheng, and also our Honorable Emeritus Professor Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar to come up the stage. And can we all give our moderator and also the panelists a big round of applause. Okay, and just a little bit on the logistic announcements. Can the venerables as well as the participants please put your handphone on the silent or vibrant mode so that it will not actually be interrupting the conversation actually happening on the stage. Okay, I really appreciate all your cooperation. And another announcement actually is to inform that this panel discussion is only going to do for 1 hour, which is from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So I'm actually seeking the permission from the moderator as well as the panelists to not introducing them in such great length because, so that we can have more time actually for the useful, conversation. So I will have first the Venerable Dhammapala, who is the moderator, and he is the abbot actually and founder also of the Brahma Vihara in Malacca. Then we have Venerable Saranankara, who is actually the chief abbot of Sento Buddhist Temple. And then we have the Venerable Chief Abbess, Venerable Cheng. For your information, this is also a little bit bragging on behalf of the Malaysian Buddhist Consultative. All of them actually are our religious advisors. Okay, so the rest of the details, you can always scan the QR code and all their detailed information are also there. But Venerable Abbess is also, very closely related because she is the disciple of the late Venerable Xing Yun. And then she is also now the Abbess of the, what called the Fo Guang San, Southeast Asia, I think covering Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and Philippines. Okay, and lastly, we actually have yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar. So this one probably allowed me because Datuk is not our religious advisor because obviously, so Emeritus Professor Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar actually is the rector of the International Islamic University Malaysia, IIUM, and also the holder of the epistemology and also the civilization study at this IIUM. Okay, and Datuk Dr. Osman also, he is the Emeritus Professor of the Philosophy of Science of the University of Malaya and also a formerly distinguished Professor of the Director of the Source University Brunei Darussalam. Okay, and then he has written many books, including the Classification of Knowledge in Islam in 1992, and also Tawhid and also Science in 1992, and Al-Farahi Life Works, and also the in this 2018. Okay, so it was conferred the Dato by both the Sultan of Pahang and also by the King in 2000. Okay, so can we actually have a big round of applause to welcome Venerable Dhammapala to proceed actually with the panel discussion.
Good morning, Namo Buddhaya. A very warm welcome to the National Wesak Conference. My name is Dhammapala, and I'm honored to be your moderator for this first session. And our first session theme is the inner peace that feels outer stability. If there is no peace inside, then there is no peace outside. That sounds simple, but how does ancient wisdom actually apply to our modern society? This is exactly what we will explore today. Malaysia Madani vision gives us a useful way to think about this. Madani has 6 main values, but this session we will focus on just one, that is trust. So today, we will look at how inner peace makes a nation stronger. And we will explore this through Madani values of trust using the Buddha's teaching as our guide. And we have 3 wonderful panelists, right? 2 Buddhist leaders and great teachers. And another one is a renowned, respected international scholars. And they will help us understand how does a calm mind build a trustworthy nation. Then for our panelists' information, each speaker will have 8 minutes for their presentation for this first part. And after all has spoken, we will have a Q&A session. And I think Brother Simon will signal the time, yeah? And the organizer also informed us that this session must end by 10 a.m. So we may need to shorten our discussion and question. And we also have 3 other beautiful sessions in the afternoon. Now, we come to a special guest, Emeritus Professors, Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar. He is recognized as playing a key intellectual and philosophical role in shaping Madani Malaysia. And he helps form the civilization and religious framework behind Masyarakat Madani, a civil society. Yeah, Professor, thank you for joining us. My question is that could you share a brief overview of the Madani concept in simple terms, what it is, and why was it needed in Malaysia? Yeah, please.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Good day. Salam Madani and Salam Wesak. Thank you, Venerable Moderator and fellow panelists. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate MBCC, Malaysian Buddhist Consultative Council, for organizing this very, very historic conference about the Madani, the issue of Buddhist values and Madani values. Although Wesak Day is another week ago, but I take this opportunity to send greeting to all our Buddhist friends on this very, the most important festival in the Buddhist calendar. To the question, basically, what is Madani really is all about? The word Madani is, of course, Arabic, but the idea, the word connotes a universal idea. That idea simply means to be civilized. It means civilization. It means the kind of society as characterized by the word Madani. It means the most excellent society, the most excellent community, the most excellent nation or negara, the most excellent negara. So negara Madani means the best nation. So the idea is universal, global, because don't just pay attention to the word, the word Madani, but what is the meaning of Madani? Of course, when we go back to the origin of a particular word, then that origin has to be somewhere in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north. What's important is the idea of Madani, because before the Arabic Madani, there have been other Madanis. If we understand Madani to mean civilization, to be civilized, the best community, so previous civilizations also want to establish, to implement that idea. So in the case, in the Malay word, for example, because Sanskrit words were abundantly present in the Malay language before. See, the idea of kota, or the word of the kata, but the Sanskrit khata, the word. So it's a question of the relationship between the word and the place which wants to implement that word. So you have in bahasa, kata yang dikotakan. Kata yang dikotakan. You see the place, the town, the city, where the word, the divine word, is being put into practice. So basically, what in terms of the meaning of the word is simply the best or the excellent community. How can, say, Buddhist values be related to that? Well, every religion has produced a civilization in the past. So there is a Buddhist civilization. So, therefore, in a sense, if you take basically Madani to mean civilization, so there has been a Buddhist Madani before. In other words, after all, Buddhism was a civilization, was a great civilization. In our part of the world, is there the Borobudur in Jawa is there to remind, if people understand, there's a close connection between architecture, between cosmology and psychology, and so on. You look at Borobudur, you see the Madani of Buddhism, the symbol of that. But of course, although Madani is a universal idea, it is found in various civilizations, now comes in the modern world, in the 21st century. So we have this Malaysian by the name of Anwar Ibrahim. All right? He wants to introduce basically to implement. He selected certain characteristics of Madani and tried to implement that in the context of multiracial, multi-ethnic, pluralistic Malaysia. And this is, I think, this is where the importance for our times. Yeah. So we have an idea now, Madani, which is found to be, the Madani values are to be found in all our religions, our Western traditions, in Islam, in Christianity, in Hinduism, Buddhism. It's only enough for us to try where to locate in our own respective tradition the idea of Madani. Yeah? So I really believe that this idea of Madani can be a new turning point in the history of Malaysia. In our Madani as a Malaysian idea, because it's contained in our religious tradition. So he selected 6 basically. That's the 6 pillars of the Malaysia Madani. To remember the 6, just remember the word script. Just the word script. S-C-R-I-P-T. S stands for sustainability. C stands for compassion. And K is the fundamental Buddhist value. R is respect. I, innovation. P, prosperity. And T, trust. Which is our concern today, main concern today, trust. Yeah? So these are the 6 Madani values. But of course, we are members of different religions. I think those 6 pillars need to be founded on deeper spiritual values. Although the ideas of accessibility, compassion, respect, innovation, prosperity, and trust, these are already universal values, but less these ideas may be understood in a very simply a societal term, material term, all right? It's kind of from the secular point of view. Now we want to provide the best. We members of different religious traditions in Malaysia can dialogue together, yeah, and can dialogue together and try to find the common spiritual values underlining these 6 pillars of Madani. Certainly, compassion and compassion and the rahmah. You remember the word rahmah? Yeah. So rahmah means mercy, compassion. So, but to me, every one of the 6 pillars of Madani, we can give this spiritual foundation. So since time is up, I mean that's basically what Madani idea is all about, and how it's related to Malaysia Madani. So Malaysia Madani is a particular application of that philosophy of Madani that is found in all religious traditions. Thank you.
Hello. So thank you, Professor. To recap briefly, the vision of an excellent civilization, that is what we call Madani, is built on these 6 pillars, and one of them is trust. This is our theme for first session, and without trust, no civilization can truly flourish. And we also reflected on how a calm and peaceful mind is the formula for our national resilience, and how inner peace nurtures sustainable trust from the individual to the outward, to the society. And this is something that every faith and community can embrace. So thank you, Professor. Yeah, so next, we also have, the second round is about the understanding of the inner peace, and the outer stability. So may I also respectfully invite our Venerable Saranankara, Maha Thero. He is not unknown to us, right? He is a person who has spent decades sitting with the suffering, right? And giving blessing in the hospitals, and living with the poor and the forgotten. And his compassion is quiet but tireless. He doesn't just teach peace. He lives it. Yeah. So most venerable, we often hear no inner peace, then no outer peace. That sounds nice, yeah? But many people wonder, how does inner peace actually look like in our daily life? Not for a monk in the temple, but for an ordinary people, a parents, a factory workers, someone stuck in traffic, worrying about bills. What is inner peace, really? Yeah? Bante, thanks.
The moderator, Dr. Dhammapala, at the Professor Osman, as well as Venerable Cheng, Venerable Chief, the Kesari Dhammananda, Venerable Minchi, and the respect of the Sangha members, brothers and sisters in the Dhamm. It's a very good morning to all of you. It's wonderful to see each and every one of you being gathering for these particular topics to discuss. As Professor mentioned, very beautifully he mentioned what exactly the Madani concept. When the Dr. Dhammapala mentioned just what's the inner peace. Of course, when we consider it's a Buddhist point of view, not only Buddhist point of view, if you say generally, the religious point of view, it can be, and also the human qualities, is exactly each and every religious organization, we can see the basic principle, basic concept for serve to mankind for their inner comfort, inner joy, inner peace. How it peace, the inner peace, in respectable religious way, implement in day-to-day life. That's the most important things. Many people are mentioning many theory having respectable religious textbooks. And the preachers, practically we can hear all those, the beautiful statement, how wonderful someone having comfort, inner peace within in their mind. Very important message given by the Buddha. When we refer into the development each and every human mind, human being, how important peaceful, good thought within one person. That brings a lot of comfort and joy. If I relate very practical experience what we had, what you all had during pandemic period. The pandemic period is people are, isolated. People are remain within that 1,000 square feet or 2,000 square feet apartment or bungalow or the penthouse where limited space move around. That particular period, we got a lot of chance to communicate with the people. A lot of chance people are able to call us certain question to find out, certain way to how to overcome that period. That period particularly, no one able to move, no one able to do many things which is used to do it. This particular period, a lot of misunderstanding within family members, and also the limited activities they can do it. But that particular period, number of people, they go into the internet, they go into find out how the loneliness can overcome. From there, they're able to pick up lot of religious teaching, various religious teachers, various scholars, and the beauty of that, which is they're not able to do many work, that particular period, a lot of people use into put into the day-to-day practices. From there, what they relate to me, there's so much theory they know about their own respectable religious belief. But especially for the Buddhist point of view, they participate a lot of conference, they participate weekly Dhamma talk, weekly Dhamma discussion, the Abhidharma studies, Sutra studies, but just get the knowledge. The knowledge accumulated that particular period many ways. But they didn't get the much chance to put into the practical. The theory, they had a lot. The philosophical knowledge, they had. Sutra knowledge, etc. things. Then that particular period, the pandemic period, they able to listen some certain meditation teachers as well as for some scholars, how they put into the day-to-day practices. When they put into the practice, they able to find, they able to realize how wonderful it is. They able to have a lot of, even though the fear, during particular period, nothing else, even you are facing the main road in the apartment, the noises are there, that particular period, no noise at all. Only you can hear ambulance sound. When the ambulance sound come, is another critical period, that particular period. The fear increase in their own mind. Virus, whether come into your own doorstep, whether we getting something from the others, whether we have to, properly put in the sanitizer and clean up and also touch. That type of uncertainty, that type of fear, the day by day, the build up in the mind. What happened exactly? Then the people putting into the practice, they find so much comfort within oneself. What is important thing over here, what I mentioned, the theory is one thing, practical is most important thing. Teaching of the Buddha is more into the practice. Practical realization coming from there. There's nothing else. In order to do it, in order to put it in, the inner peace will come definitely within, not the knowledge, within through your own practices. Practicality is very important, nothing else. When people are realized, when you do it yourself, you're able to feel it very strongly, how much comfort, how much joy within you having your own self. It's nothing. You can feel it, able to feel it that is strongly within your own self. You're able to feel, other people able to feel it as well. That when we comfort there, when there's such a joy you experience, within that period you are inner comfort, inner joy, inner peace, inner happiness. That's a great, wonderful part of the realization. That's the beauty of your own self. That's the greatest mental strength. You own yourself. That's the greatest mental strength. Travel wherever you go as well. Not only that, not only here and hereafter. Thank you very much.
So Venerable also showed us the path to inner peace, like the cultivation of wholesome mind. Practices include generosities. These are the practices like the practice of virtues and the mindful meditation and wisdom. So these are the foundation that calm the mind and end suffering. So next, now let us hear from Venerable Cheng, who is the Abbess of Fo Guangshan in Malaysia. And we know that the Fo Guangshan is very famous for making Buddhism very practical, modern, and deeply humanistic. So Venerable has prepared a short PowerPoint presentation for us. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Apalah saya duduk sini boleh? Boleh lah. Selamat pagi, Venerables dan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. I prefer 3 languages, so they prefer me to speak English, but my PVT is Malay, Malay language. Thank you. It's like our mind is like a skill painting. Then what we are doing is, the mind is our master. And this mind can create the good things, also this mind can ever destroy it. 心如工画师，能画种种画。Second, so the good thought and good action can bring great prosperity and progress to the world, the nation, and society. So likewise, if the mind is not proper control, evil thought always to make us trouble, and like war nowadays lead to broken families and immense suffering. So therefore, what is the sutra said? The mind is the king. Buddhism placed great emphasis in our self-practice. Just what Venerable say, our self-practice, inner peace, management, emotional stability, and self-awareness. So helping others awaken. So starting from compassion, our Buddhists seek to benefit humanity. Therefore, those who practice Buddhism observe moral practice and treat others only with kindness, never causing harm or others. And we learn the Buddhist teaching and continuous practicing self-reflection, our way of life with the Noble Eightfold Path. I think everyone very similar this. And our 3 good deeds is like just now Datuk said, 6 pillars of Madani. We only 1 pillar, huh? 3 of the guidelines. There's say good word, think good talk, and do good deeds. Cakap dalam bahasa adalah apa? Kita the second, the next of the yes. Apa yang kita yang menjalankan praktis sendiri di rumah, di tempat kerja atau di tempat sekolah. When we are small, we learn 3 good deeds. It means that to cultivate our mind, respect of triple gem, and also show respect to all people and maintaining harmony and equality in the heart, compassion, loving kindness, joy, and generosity to express within, in and outward, in all in accordance with the Dharma. And I think all of us, we are come from many Buddhist society, association. We are do the same things. We, from the young, we go to the Dharma class. We practice meditation. We follow 5 precepts. And monastic, we are follow the monastic discipline. And this is a fundamental way to become a good citizen in the country. Then actually, in the daily life, Buddhists are very hardworking. We are all most of us choose very simple life. But when anything happen, we always generosity to help others. So I think all our associations, we have the charity groups. And during this Wesak month, we have many kinds of the donation to the poor, and also especially donation our blood. Then I think some of them tell me that they are over 10, 20, 30 times. And today I see our Madam Lillian, she told me, today got 200 volunteers. So this, we must give the applause for all the volunteers to come here during their holidays. Yeah. So why we do this? Because every Buddhist is deeply influenced by the teaching and sutra. One must take responsibility for one's own karma and understanding the importance of cultivation, blessing, and marriage. You see this picture when they're small, our mother bring the children to the temple. Even the children don't know everything, but from the small, we give them this influence of goodness. And also, we hope our country, actually, Malaysia was not easy built. So we deeply thanks to our country and understand there's only true unity. muhibah, cooperation, and mutual respect and tolerance, can each generation becomes their better than the last, and conflicts and disputes be avoided. And also we hope that our Menteri dan our PM, Dr. Anwar, also, he's very, very kind to help us this time to have this event and conference. This is not easy. This is the first time in Malaysia by government. Also want to give a proud to our governments. We also hope our government presenting the stable, fair, and equitable government will continue, lead the people forward. And we are grateful for the forward and easier generation. And we are thankful for a lot of the Allah and the Buddha for blessing us that with a beautiful land free from major natural disaster and earthquakes. I went to Pakistan, I went to Myanmar to give something charity. This can't avoid this miserable disaster, make people suffering. So our Malaysia's disciple, our Malaysia's monks and all of us, not only we do hard working in Malaysia, we also go to from our country to help others where they have problems. So I think this is what we are doing, follow our own discipline. So I hope that Buddhists continue great value to build a good affinities to everyone. And this is a picture that 4 years ago, I went to Afghanistan. And the second, our rescue team went to this Cheng. And the last one is we went to the Myanmar this year. Thank you. So, for example, also in Malaysia, this is in Malaysia. Next. And we not only like Buddhist only celebration in Wesak, we also celebration in our Chinese New Year, and we also invite, very, very important, I'll give an example, for Guangsan, Malaysia during the Chinese New Year. Invite people and all, like our Muslim, our Christian, everyone to visit and join the Lantern Festival. And this is our Madani, Tuan Jie Yan, Muhibah's dinner, and everyone come here. And this is very special for me because we are celebrating our Chinese New Year, and in 2025, we are very Maha Mulia, Selangor State Government invite our Sultan and Sultana and Menteri Besar Minister and diplomats and all the people come to all community to celebrate together Lantern Festival. And people ask me, is it anyone can go to our temple? I say, welcome. We are actually, our food is more halal, right? We are vegetarians. And also, what we have done is really follow government's law, government's any of a guideline, and we can say that really, really we do the things is really inner peace drives out the stability. So really, I thank the organizer to give us opportunity to share with everyone, and welcome all of you to all our temples during the Wesak Day, right? So we welcome everyone, all the Malaysians to come here. Even we have about we have 6 million of Buddhists in the country. What we are contribute, our peace mind, and do good deeds for our country, our family, our works, and really, we hope that the government understand us, support us, continuing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Venerable Jue Chen. And then Jue Chen Sifu, Masters of Jue Chen is Master Xing Yun. And Master Xing Yun once said, mindfulness is the source of all virtues, and a peaceful mind creates a peaceful family, a peaceful society, a peaceful country, and a peaceful world. So, inner peace is not an empty talk. So, through mindful breathing, loving kindness and compassion, And we have seen also the 3 acts of goodness, right? To do good, speak good, and think good, then ordinary people can calm inner chaos. A peaceful person become trustworthy. Trustworthy people build a stable, resilient Madani nation. So we should start more, start now. So next, we come to the practical application. So we have questions to Venerable Saranankara. And okay, now come to something very practical now. Especially for people who working parents in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, someone rushing to work, picking up kids, paying bills, has maybe 5 minutes a day only, right? Sometimes or even less. Yeah, they don't have time for meditation because we have been talking about the meditation, practice, all these things. Yeah, they don't have time for that retreats. Yeah? So what is one simple doable practice you would recommend for them to start building inner peace?
This will penalties, members, brothers and sisters. This is very practical answers we can mention to you all. Again, I go into which is a person is never meditate. Again, I refer into one so much what I experienced the pandemic period. A lot of stories, pandemic period, thousands and thousands of stories. There was a funeral. You know, that time, nobody can travel, go to visit any places. But Malaysian police so kind. We even without permit, if you show that, someone passed away, go for the religious, the services, they won't stop you. But they ask you to go ahead. Sometimes when just show the advertisement only, nothing else. But the Kontong Cemetery nearby in the, now called popular place in Nirvana 2. Opposite Nirvana 2 is a Kontong Cemetery, like a chalet houses, the ABC, some, the funeral parlors are there. There's one lady, the elderly auntie passed away, only 2 daughters were there. That day was a rainy day. They called me, then we were there. From even rushing back temple, nothing to do. I spent with them from 1 o'clock to until 5:30. That particular period, for do chanting, after that nothing much. The poor elderly 2 sisters are there. I feel quite pity on them to leave it alone. As I mentioned, there's no noble silence whole town. If it happen to be sound, nothing else ambulance sound. That particular period, chanting complete, so many discussion they asked me, which is they never experienced for any Buddhist activities. They have so much fear, if we didn't do something for the religious side, then she can't do much thing for the mother. Then I asked them to sit for a while, talk so much things. Then I say, just now we done all those religious things. Your mother keep on asking, whether mother able to rebirth a better place, the mother able to go to the heaven, or so many questions asked, so many doubt. That's the most important thing. We sit together. We radiate metta. We radiate loving kindness. We radiate good thought to the departed mother. That's the only thing you can contribute. Believe me, that particular minute, because the fear there, and worry there, and love there towards the mother, they can willing to do that particular moment, anything. What you believe me, for a certain period, they remain very silently. They couldn't concentration beginning. They mention. Then later part, they find doing out of great love and compassion towards your own mother, they willing to do it. That slowly the concentration about the breathing and breathing silence, that they find so much comfort that moment. Keep on radiate metta, loving kindness towards the departed person. And as I mentioned, not only the departed person, you just radiate metta to yourself first. You know, for you to be peaceful, because at that moment it's so much worry, so much fear, so much confused mind at that particular moment. Then slowly they're able to do it such a practical way. Then find so much inner joy, happiness appear into their mind. Then practically they are doing, because in fact today one of the sisters here as well, you know. Anyway, most important thing, what I told you, that particular period, they never go much any of the temple. Now they practically, they told me every Wesak, they used to go to various places. They whenever the opportunities are there, they are participating for the really, what called the meditation section. Recently they told me they had a couple of times in the Buddhist Mahavihara, had the meditation retreat. Make sure they participate. There's so much. They had the practical experience, that moment, practicing metta, practicing meditation, so much joy appear into their mind. That means no one can say we don't have much time. But if you have a little time, if you can allocate little time, for the feeding for the physical body is require healthy food. The equally important mind to treat feeding for the good food as well. There's nothing else good food except have a comfort and the joy and practicing for the little loving kindness, little metta, little listen into your own breathing, very much important. That is show another practicality in the US peace walk as well. People are just newcomers. They never experience any of the meditation retreat, any of the meditation, the workshop. But that moment, Venerable mentioned to look into your own breathing. Many of the people find so much joy at this particular moment. That means we can see it's a practical. We can see it that's a relevant. Each and everyone have a peaceful, good thought within your own mind. That's the greatest contribution towards mankind. That's the greatest contribution towards the whole universal. When we radiate metta, when we mention in the, may you be well and happy, may I be well and happy, may all the other sentient beings be well and happy, you create a lot of positive energy within your own mind. That's the greatest wonderful contribution towards mankind. That's the greatest contribution, not only that, would mention, even the rulers. We had to radiate metta to king and rulers as well. The whole concept in coming, love create within your own mind. Compassionate thought create your own mind. That greatest mental energy never able to let you down. Day by day, year by year, increasing that greatest help, that greatest contemplation, taking alone here and hereafter. Thank you.
So thank you, Venerable. The practice of loving kindness doesn't take long hours. Yeah? Having a good thought of loving kindness to yourself and to others, just a few minutes silent a day, and done consistently. I think that's quite practical and encouraging for all of us. So Venerable Chen, yeah, many people today feel very disappointed, right, even betrayed by their leaders, institution, and the system. And honestly, that disappointment is often justified. And we are not asking people to trust blindly. My question is, how can inner peace help someone rebuild trust wisely? Meaning, staying open and fair without being naive or fool again. Please.
People always ask me, Venerable, you are so busy. How you practice? Then I ask all the Venerable, are you busy? Yes, we are very busy. Sometimes people pass away. We need to chanting 3 days. What Datuk, what is Venerable say? Someone sick, we need to visit. Someone poor, we need to help. So we have a lot of associations like BLIA and others. What we are doing? We are practice. Follow the Dharma's teaching. We are realized in our daily life. This is what is practice. Not only sitting meditation. Meditation is for 24 hours, right? We keep our minds, when we have briefing, Bante Dhammapala always teaches, keep your mind in your inner peace. Start from our meditation, our breathing. So we practice 24 hours. But when we're busy to service, help people, we are really renunciation ourselves. This is what we do. When country if have any disaster, we are in the first, go and help. Yeah, when our family, but don't forget, when we are practice outside to do the generosity, don't forget, keep our family feel very good, comfortable, and harmonized first. So when we say we are upset or something, like we feel that not very like comfortable for you and equality, everything. Don't forget, more raining, more storm, your mind more strong, right? So what we are doing, look at the stone as the obstacles, the problem, just put on the floor, we can step out. Then we can climb up to the mountain to see the world, to see the problem. These are little problems. This is a practice. So when the young people said, we are upset for this country, upset for this society, upset my family, they forget, king, who is the king? Your mind is the king. You control yourself, you're hardworking. I think many success people, they are starting from very poor family. Maybe they stay in the rubber stage, in the hawker center, but they can get 10A in SPM, right? So I think this is the problem. Problem is you yourself never learning Dharma before. So we have responsibility every month here, every Venerable here. We need to promote more and more Dharma class during the small time. Okay? So not only Dharma Sangha group, our lay people groups, you are the leader. We very important. You are more population than us. I think 1,000 or more, 10,000 disciples, 1 monk only. Now in Malaysia, we are not enough monks and nuns in Malaysia. So please become my Buddhist college. We are training your leader and go back to you. It's very important. More stable, follow the 5 precepts, follow the 8 path. I think our country would never worry about we Buddhists. So if people are upset or what, you can show your emotion, but don't harm yourself. Don't harm other people. Come to temple, find our Venerable, and find the leaders. They will help you to practice. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Venerable Cheng. We have seen that Cheng is like, Venerable Cheng is like the manifestation of the Kuan Yin Bodhisattvas. Yeah, so he stressed the importance of action. Action. Not just only meditate, but action is more important. Okay, so thank you very much. So now we have question for professors. Datuk, Dr. Osman Bakar. Now, my questions to you is that when people speak of national resilience, they often think of economic strength, military power, of security capacity. And from your perspective, how does cultivating a calm and peaceful mind in ordinary citizens actually contribute to making a nation truly resilient, especially in times of crisis?
Thank you. I said earlier that there are 6 pillars of Madani, one of which is trust. But I would say that apart from the pillar of compassion, trust would be the most important of this. Trust is a spiritual quality. It is not a quantity. You cannot measure trust because it is a spiritual thing. But the point is, without trust, there will be no human relationships, no meaningful human relationship. First of all, we have to trust ourselves. Are there individuals who don't trust themselves? Yes. They are not sure. They're not sure what to believe in, to what value to hold up to. We do have that. So it's important. Of course, spiritually speaking, we have two selves. Now say, the lower self, that must trust the real self. And of course, that trust is to be understood and to be realized at various levels. The trust in the family. A wife needs to trust the husband. The husband needs to trust the wife. So that's in the family. Trust between members of the family. And then the trust in society. The trust between followers and leaders. The trust between citizens. This is related to the question you asked. Yeah? If that trust has been, that link of trust has been already cut off between leaders and followers, we should understand the leaders, not just the political leaders or the because every person is both a follower and a leader. At one level, we are a follower. At another level, we are a leader. This is very, very important. So the trust between follower and leader, that is very, very, very important at various levels of society. Now, of course, the question asked about what role has calm and peaceful mind play in ensuring this national resilience. There are many ways to obtain peace of mind, calm of mind. One is, of course, individual. Every religion has means through our prayer, through our meditation, through our contemplation, this individual level of achieving peace of mind. But the idea of peace of mind is related to two other things. What are these two other things? One is happiness, another one is freedom. Every human being wants freedom. Every human mind wants happiness. So if we can achieve happiness and we can achieve freedom, we will contribute peace of mind. I like that you mentioned this hati yang bijak, hati yang baik. Raja. Hati itu raja. Hati itu raja. The heart is the king. Every religion has this concept of the most important thing is the heart. And in Islam, the heart of the believer, according to the Prophet, the heart of the believer is the throne of God. To show him this important, this of heart. But heart is not only a seat of feeling, emotion, it is also a source of spiritual knowledge. Yeah. So how we can attain this? I think I would say that every religion has its own ways of how we can attain this peace of mind, calm of mind. But the question is, how can this contribute to national resilience? I would say, my own understanding is that if we practice the 6 pillars of Madani, then we were able to achieve this national resilience. Just say, for example, the first one, sustainability. How to practice sustainability? How to practice this? At individual level, we contribute through the idea of living the middle way. The spiritual way. I know what was spiritual in Buddhism? The middle way. So, the path prescribed in every religion is to live the middle way. Not too much, not yeah. So if we observe the middle way, we will save a lot. In others, we will save the country from wastage. Our modern society is full of waste. Everywhere is wastage. Yeah? So how can we contribute that? How to create a Madani society in which there is zero waste. Yeah. So what you have been doing to clean the cities and so on, so that is Madani in action. Yeah. We are not demanding too much from the natural environment. So when we practice the middle way. So that's how to practice sustainability. But another thing, my own understanding of sustainability is to sustain is to live according to tradition. If we destroy tradition, we have removed very important factor, the thing that sustains our society. That's why we all must maintain our tradition. All tradition. Yeah, respect, to live in tradition. And the other one is to respect. Yeah? To live in respect, in other words, not to look, not to have prejudices, not to have prejudice, not to have wrong, in other words, to judge others before we really know them. Yeah? So in other words, living with respect. If one religion respects another religion, one ethnic group respects another ethnic group, one individual respects another individual.
Respect others.
That's right. Basic respect. This is what hormone is all about. Yeah? So my point, to cut it short, if we practice carefully the 6 pillars of Madani, Malaysians will achieve this national resilience. So what I understand resilience is the sum total of the teachings embodied, the ideas embodied, the practices embodied in these 6 pillars of Madani. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we were asked to finish by 10 a.m. So we don't have enough time for questions. So we have 2 open questions from the audience. So we are not able to entertain. Right? So as we close, let us remember the building of 6 pillars, Madanis, to make Malaysia a civilized country, yeah, consisting of many other religions, ethnic, and different groups and different communities. So, yeah, we had to build a very prosperous Madani. So that have to be begin with each one of us. So, and of course, the professor also talked about the practice of middle way, right? So the middle way is also found in our Buddhist teaching, right? Then, yeah, according to the middle way by the professor, I recap here a bit, yeah? It's about safe of wastage, right? And the practice of zero waste, and also respect for other religion. Yeah? That is truly Madani in action. So of course, Buddhist values also add on this, right? So all these are not just only concept. Yeah, it's not vacuum, it's not a concept, but we had to practice it. That is also the practice of middle path, right? So that middle path is what? It's a practice of loving kindness, speak kindly, live mindfully. Okay, so thank you for our 3 panelists today, yeah, Venerable Saranankara, Venerable Cheng, and Emeritus Professors Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar. We are very deeply grateful for your time and wisdom. So thank you for all being here, and may we all find a little more peace and kindness and compassion and middle way, insight, and together we build a more peaceful Malaysia and world at large. So please join me in thanking our panelists. Yeah. So our session 1 is now concluded. So now we take a break. So the next session will begin in the afternoon. So our opening ceremony will start at very, very soon. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Venerable, the moderator. Please remain seated. You know, I'm going to actually invite our president of Malaysian Buddhist Consultative Council, Sister Lilian Chang, to go on stage actually to give a handout actually of appreciation gift to the venerable speakers and also to Prof. Datuk Dr. Osman. Okay, Sister Lilian, please go up the stage. Okay, we first actually invite the Abbess, yeah, the Chief Abbess, Venerable Cheng. Okay, had to be in the center of the stage so that it is good for the, yeah, okay. Then we invite Professor Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar. Then we invite our Chief, Venerable Saranankara. And lastly, we actually have our moderator, Venerable Dhammapala. Can we actually have a group photograph together with Sister Lilian, together with all the panelists and the moderators? Okay, thank you very much. Okay.